Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're taking a closer look at something huge. Chronic pain. Millions of people deal with it.
Absolutely. It touches so many lives.
And we're exploring this idea. What if there was a way to get, real relief, drug-free relief, and maybe even find a unique business opportunity at the same time?
That's the core of it. We've got some fascinating sources on pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, or PEMF.
Right, PEMF.
And specifically, we're looking at a company called Cell2n and their whole model.
Cell2n, cellular to new, I think you mentioned?
Yeah, that's what the sources suggest the name implies, cellular rejuvenation.
Okay.
So our mission today is really to unpack this for you from, these really profound personal stories to a pretty surprising profit-sharing setup they have.
Let's get into it. So the problem first, chronic pain. It's massive.
It really is. The sources highlight it's a $635 billion a year issue.
Billion with a B.
Yeah, and affecting over 50 million Americans alone. That's just staggering.
A huge number of people just looking for something that works.
And this is where PEMF comes in as, well, a different kind of approach.
Different how?
Well, it's pitched as this game-changing solution. Helps people feel better naturally. The big emphasis is drug-free, non-invasive.
No side effects like you get with meds.
Exactly. The basic idea, think of your cells like tiny batteries.
Yeah.
Injury, illness, just time. They can lose their charge, not function optimally.
Makes sense.
So PEMF uses these specific pulsed magnetic fields to sort of gently recharge the cells and their membranes from the outside.
Recharging the body's batteries.
Kind of, yeah. Helping them work better, reduce inflammation, speed up natural healing. It's really physics helping biology at a very small scale.
Okay, that's the theory. But what does it actually mean for someone who's, living with this pain day in, day out, or facing a serious injury?
Right, because the potential is one thing, the reality is another.
And the sources you shared have some really powerful stories. That's where it gets real.
It really does.
Like, you shared this one account. Patient A, let's call it.
Yes, patient A.
Chronic lower back pain for 25 years.
25 years. Imagine that. Tried pretty much everything.
To the point they were actually scheduled for surgery.
Right. That was the next step. But then they started using this Cell2n PEMF device. And after just 3 weeks, the progress was so remarkable they actually stopped their prescription pain meds.
After 25 years. That's life-changing.
Absolutely. But the story doesn't even stop there.
Yeah.
Life threw this huge curveball. Patient A was in a really bad boating accident.
Seriously?
Yeah, their left arm was severely broken, pinned underwater between a rock and the boat. Just awful.
Wow. So recovery must have been incredibly tough.
You'd think, but here's the surprising part. Despite how bad the break was, patient A decided to keep up with the PEMF therapy, along with, diet, exercise, rest. And the sources say their arm continued to improve nicely, even with that severe trauma.
Nicely? That seems like an understatement for recovering from something like that.
It does, right? It really highlights this unexpected resilience, this effectiveness the therapies seem to provide even in extreme circumstances. And now, patient A reports being pain-free.
From the back pain in the arm?
Apparently so. It definitely challenges conventional expectations about recovery.
That's just incredible. And it wasn't just patient A. We also heard from Dr. J.
Ah, yes, Dr. J, this practitioner.
Who've been using PEMF for, 3 or 4 years?
That's right, and uses it with every single patient, every single day.
Every patient. Wow.
Yeah, fully integrated. And Dr. J talks about seeing tremendous healing and recovery that they'd just never seen before in their practice.
Can you give us some examples from Dr. J?
Sure. Dr. J mentioned patient D. This person had chronic back pain, other injuries, for about 10 years.
10 years.
And was on pain medication for 7 of those years.
Long time.
Very. Dr. J trained patient D on how to use the Cell2n device at home.
So they can use it regularly.
Exactly. And the result was, again, significant life-altering progress for patient D.
Amazing. Any others?
Yeah, another really striking one was patient E. Car accident, compound fracture of the right leg.
Ouch.
Yeah, and endured pain from that for 17 years.
17?
Can you imagine? Dr. J recounted that after just one 20-minute session on the Cell2n device,
One session.
just one, patient E's pain dropped by 80%.
80% in 20 minutes.
That's what Dr. J reported. And then after 3 weeks of use, the pain was almost totally gone.
Dr. J called it amazing, and it sounds like it.
It really does. Shows the potential for not just long-term change, but sometimes really immediate, significant relief.
So these practitioners, like Dr. J, they sound incredibly enthusiastic. Not just impressed, but like really sold on this.
They really do. You hear it across different fields, too.
Like who?
Naturopaths, chiropractors, acupuncturists, holistic wellness centers. They're all integrating PEMF. And they consistently point to its ability to give that immediate relief, but also to genuinely enhance the body's own healing, speed things up.
By how much?
Yeah.
Did they quantify it?
Well, one practitioner specifically said it enhanced healing by 100%. And another mentioned achieving pain to no pain after 20 minutes.
20 minutes again. That seems to be a key time frame.
It does pop up frequently. They called it the ultimate in therapy because it works fast and people feel it.
And, okay, great for patients, clearly. But it's not just about the healing aspect, is it? The sources mentioned the business side for these practices.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge part of the story for these practitioners.
Oh, so?
They're finding that the Cell2n PEMF device can be a, quote, key revenue generator.
Key revenue generator. Okay.
Especially for the cash-based part of their services, things insurance might not cover.
Right.
They also say it helps grow your clientele. Some practices get multiple machines. One even said a practice shouldn't run without it.
Strong words.
Very. And get this, they claim the device can actually pay for itself in just 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months? How?
Patient satisfaction, mostly. It comes back to that. Patients feel better, sometimes dramatically better.
So they keep coming back.
Exactly. They apparently call the clinic when they feel they need a session because they know it works for them.
They're proactively seeking it out.
Yes. And they pay their bill because they're happy. Happy patients pay, and they talk.
Ah, the word of mouth effect.
Huge. There's this great example, patients telling everybody on the island about John Cruise's tremendous machine. That kind of organic marketing is powerful.
Tremendous machine.
Sure.
I like that. And it's interesting, too. This isn't just some niche thing only alternative practitioners know about, right?
Not at all. That's a really important point.
It has wider recognition.
Definitely. The sources point out hundreds of thousands of people globally use PEMF therapy and thousands of athletes.
Athletes? Like who?
Well-known names. Jeff Bridges, Tony Robbins, Ed Begley Jr. are mentioned.
Okay, celebrities.
And on the sports side, Shaquille O'Neal, Tiger Woods, Adrian Peterson.
Wow, big names in sports, too.
Yeah. So seeing that kind of adoption from Hollywood stars to elite athletes, it suggests a pretty widespread belief in its effectiveness way beyond just the clinical setting.
Okay, so let's recap quickly.
Yeah.
We have potentially life-changing results for patients with chronic pain or injury.
Right.
Practitioners seeing better outcomes and a boost to their business.
Yes.
And widespread use even among famous figures.
Yeah.
So the therapy itself seems compelling. Now, how does Cell2n, the company, structure their business around this? You mentioned a profit-sharing model.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really unique, I think. It's not the typical sales model.
How is it different?
Well, first off, Cell2n isn't just a reseller. They are the manufacturer.
Ah, okay. They make the devices themselves.
Correct. Which means their partners, the clinics, the wellness centers, they get factory direct pricing and support.
Skipping the middleman.
Right. No inflated reseller markups, no unnecessary third-party service contracts. You're dealing directly with the source.
Which means faster help if something goes wrong.
Faster replacements, yeah. Full control, direct partnership. That's a big deal when you're investing in technology.
Okay, that makes sense. So for us to really get our heads around it, what are the actual nuts and bolts of this profit-sharing model for, say, a wellness center or maybe one of these agents you mentioned?
Okay, let's break it down. It's designed really as a cycle.
A cycle.
Yeah, a revenue cycle. So first, for the location, the clinic or center, Cell2n provides them with the PEMF devices.
Provides them, like, for free.
Not quite free, but with minimal upfront cost. They require a reasonable, fully refundable deposit for each machine.
Refundable when?
After 12 months of consistent use, they get the deposit back in full.
Okay, so low barrier to entry.
Exactly. And another key point. If a machine ever has an issue, Cell2n replaces it. They don't repair it.
Replaced entirely. Wow, okay. No downtime waiting for repairs.
Right, keeps the service running. Now, second point, how the device usage works.
Right.
Each machine has built-in time. It comes loaded with 1,200 minutes of paid usage time.
1,200 minutes.
But, and this is clever, Cell2n essentially gives them 200 of those minutes free. So the location only effectively pays for 1,000 minutes upfront in the cycle cost, but gets 1,200 to use.
So like a bonus.
Exactly. And since most sessions are 20 minutes...
We heard that 20-minute figure a lot.
Yeah. So 1,200 minutes is about 60 paid sessions, plus those 10 free bonus sessions, so roughly 70 sessions per cycle.
Got it. 70 sessions.
Third, the revenue for the location. They typically charge, say, $50 to $65 for one 20-minute session.
Okay.
And the location keeps 100% of that session fee, so maybe $30 to $45 profit per session, depending on their overhead.
Right.
If they charge $50, that's a $1,000 profit from the 1,000 paid minutes, plus they make pure profit on those 200 free minutes, another $500 or so.
Okay, so the location makes this money charging for the sessions.
Yeah.
Where does the profit sharing come in?
Here's the core of the model. The location agrees to set aside $1 for every paid minute used on the device.
$1 per minute used.
Per paid minute. So after they use up the 1,000 paid minutes in a cycle...
They owe Cell2n $1,000.
Exactly. That $1,000 is paid back to Cell2n, but then Cell2n splits that dollar.
Splits it how?
75 cents goes to Cell2n, the manufacturer.
Okay.
And 25 cents, $75 goes to the agent who originally placed that unit in that location.
The agent, so they get a cut of the usage.
Precisely. For every full cycle of 1,000 paid minutes used on a machine they placed, the agent earns $250.
$250.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happens when the minutes run out?
Fifth point, the renewal. When all 1,200 minutes, the 1,000 paid plus 200 bonus are used up, the machine automatically locks.
Locks, so it stops working.
Yeah, until it's renewed. The location then contacts their agent or Cell2n directly. They submit the payment for the next cycle based on that $1 per paid minute structure, effectively prepaying for the next 1,000 minutes.
And they get a code.
They get a renewal code, punch it in, and the machine unlocks with a fresh 1,200 minutes. It's described as resetting a revenue machine.
Okay, so it's continuous. The location keeps making money from sessions. Cell2n gets its share, and the agent gets their cut.
Exactly. Which leads to the sixth point, the passive residual income potential for the agents.
Passive income, that always gets attention.
Right. An agent's income comes purely from that 25 cents per minute used on every machine they've placed, cycle after cycle.
So the more machines they place,
the higher their potential residual income. The sources give an example. If an agent placed just 100 units,
okay,
and each location only uses up one cycle per month, which seems conservative based on the demand described.
Yeah.
That could generate $25,000 per month for the agent, $250 per unit by 100 units.
$25,000 a month.
Passively. That's the potential outlined. And the agent's job isn't selling sessions day to day. It's placing the units and maintaining the relationship with the location.
Place the machine, support the location, earn residuals.
That's the model. And one final piece. Long-term support.
What's that?
To make sure partners aren't stuck with old tech, Cell2n provides active locations with a brand new upgraded PEMF device every 3 years.
A free upgrade every 3 years.
Included as part of the ongoing relationship, backed directly by the manufacturer.
Okay, that is a comprehensive model.
It really seems designed to cover all the bases.
So putting it all together, what's the big picture here? It feels like Cell2n is trying to be more than just a device seller.
I think that's exactly right. It looks like they're positioning themselves as a complete solution.
A solution for what, exactly?
For two big things simultaneously. First, for the wellness locations, providing a sought-after, drug-free pain solution that also happens to be an easy new revenue stream needing minimal staff effort.
Okay, benefit for the clinic.
And second, for the agents, creating a potentially significant, scalable residual income opportunity by connecting those locations with the technology.
So it's built as a win-win.
That seems to be the design. Addressing a major health crisis, chronic pain, while also offering a path to potentially financial freedom through this recurring partnership model, not just one-off sales.
This has been, a really insightful deep dive. We've covered a lot from the technology itself.
The EMF recharging cells.
These incredibly powerful personal stories of healing, like Patient A getting off meds after 25 years,
Yeah.
or recovering from that terrible accident.
Or patient E's pain dropping 80% in one session.
Right, and then how practitioners are using it daily, seeing results they haven't seen before, and boosting their practice revenue.
The tremendous machine effect.
Exactly. And finally, unpacking this really unique Cell2n profit-sharing business model.
The factory direct approach, the refundable deposit, the $1 per minute split, the agent residuals, the upgrades.
It's quite a system.
It is. And when you put those two sides together, the profound impact on health and this potential for a scalable passive income, it does make you think, doesn't it?
Think about what?
Well, what does that combination spark in your mind about where wellness and entrepreneurship might be heading? How does a model like this, which aims to be a vehicle for both healing and potentially financial freedom, challenge maybe more traditional ways of doing business in the health space?
That's definitely something to mull over. A model built on recurring benefit, both physical and financial.
Exactly. What does that really mean?
And we hope this deep dive into Cell2n's PEMF technology and its rather unique business model has given you some valuable things to think about.
Some real food for thought.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration.